Greetings, welcome back to another edition of the Friday 13th YouTube channel. Today we're talking about a new album by Swedish melodic metal band from Sweden called Narnia, who have just released their new album called Ghost Town. Now, the band were formed back in 1996 by guitarist Carl Johan Grimmack and vocalist Christian Lindengren. Now, in 2010, the band disbanded and then they reformed back in 2014. Now, and if you didn't know anything about the band's name, the actual name came from the Chronics of Narnia by C.J. Lewis, so that's where the band's name came from. Now, the band have released 8 previous albums. The first 3 albums were released on Nuclear Blast Records, and they were The Awakening in 1996, we have Long Live the King 1999, we have The Desert Land, which was released in 2001. After that, the band released The Great Fall in 2003, Enter the Gate 2006, Course of the Generation 2009, we have Narnia 2016, and From Darkness to Light in 2019. They're the band's previous albums. Like all bands, they've had lineup changes, so the current lineup for the band is Christian Lundgren on vocals, we have CJ Grimmack on guitar, we have Johan Samuel on bass guitar, we have Martin Hammerfall on keyboards, and Andreas Johansson on drums. Now, you're pretty much wondering what this band sound like. Actually, they sound a little bit like Yngwie Malmsteen. They're very Scandinavian. The guitarist is a fantastic guitarist. He's young and he's very much influenced by Yngwie. But there's also other influences creeping there. We have such bands as Nation, another great band from Sweden. We also have people like TNT from Norway. Now, I have to also say that I think this band have got some Celtic influences, maybe some Irish, maybe some Scottish. There's definitely a vibe of Gary Moore in there and Thin Lizzy. I'd also have to say there's also a little hint of Mark Bowles' band Ring of Fire. Now, if you didn't know, Anders Jansson used to be with Yngwie Malmsteen. He's done some great albums with Yngwie. He's also was the previous drummer with Hammerfall. Now, the new album consists of 10 songs. Now, the album was produced by guitarist CJ Grimmack, along with the engineering by Victor Stenquist. So I'm going to tell you what the song titles are on this new album. First of all, we've got the song Rebel, then we've got the song Thief, then we have Hold On, Glory Days, Dissension, Ghost Town, then we have Alive, Modern Day Phases, we have Out of the Silence, and the last song, Wake Up Call. Also, if you didn't know that, Christian's done some fantastic projects besides Narnia. He did a band called Divine Fire. Now, these are a really heavy band in places, some really great guitar playing. And if you didn't know, Narnia are a Christian band. Now, don't let that put you off, guys. They're a great band. There's some great Christian bands out there. Take Striper, Deliverance, Believer, Sacred Warrior, Recon. There's such a great bands in the Christian community, but this band are really good. They're a Swedish band and they've got some fantastic ideas. So the first song is called Rebel. This is a pretty cool song for an opening track. It kind of reminds me of a Celtic vibe. It's got the Thin Lizzy, the Gary Moore, and it's also got the Swedish elements of Hammerfall and also Yngwie Malmsteen. It's a pretty powerful opening track. I really like it, actually. Christian's vocals are fantastic. I think the guitar playing by CJ is really good. He's come a long way. Like I said, he's very much influenced by Yngwie Malmsteen. He's also got Ronnie Cutty in there from TNT. And there's also a bit of Christian Impellitteri in there as well. Now, the keyboards on this album kind of give me a little bit of vibe of Deep Purple. It's kind of got the hard rock bluesy side of vibe to it. Now, the next song is called Thief. I'm not too particularly overstruck on this song. I'll tell you why. I think it doesn't really pack the punch that the first song does. It's a mid-tempo song. It has its moments, but it's not the most fantastic song on the album. Listen to it and let me know what you think. Leave some comments. Now, the next song's called Hold On. This is more like it. This is kind of like the Yngwie Malmsteen with the Mark Bowles sort of vocals. So if you like the Mark Bowles era of Yngwie Malmsteen, this is a song that you're really going to like. It's called Hold On. It's a really cool song. So if you're going to buy the album, check this song out, please. And the guitar solo in this song by CJ is fantastic. The Hold On song is great, but the guitar solo really does shine through. Great guitarist. So if you're a guitar player yourself, you've got to hear this guitar solo. The next song is called Glory Days. This kind of reminds me a little bit of Firewind. So if you like the music from Firewind, the Greek power metal band, this is a song you need to check out. Now, the next song's called Dissensions. This is more like a semi-ballad. Christian's vocals are fantastic. The rest of the band really pulled through with this one. It's got some nice melodic harmony vocals and some beautiful guitar playing. It's a really good song. It's called Dissensions. Now, the next song is the title track, Ghost Town. This is really cool. Like I said, there's a lot of Firewind in this album, believe it or not. I wouldn't say it's really technical like Firewind, but if you listen to the song structures, especially the vocals by Christian, they kind of remind me of Apollo's vocals. He was a great singer back in the day for Firewind. Now, the next song is called Alive. This kind of reminds me of Bob Rock when he does his solo albums. Not the heavy side of Bob Rock, it's more the mellow, melodic side of Bob Rock. It's called Alive. Now, the next song is called Modern Day Phrases. This reminds me of a Swedish band called Cloudscape. Now, they were a really great band. They did like 4 albums, 5 albums. But this is a really cool song. It's not the progressive as much as Cloudscape. It's melodic, but it's somehow the vocals kind of remind me of Mike from Cloudscape. Now, the next song is called Out of the Silence. This kind of reminds me of a ballad that John Norum would do on his solo albums. I mean, I think John Norum's a fantastic guitarist, and his solo albums are fantastic as well. So, if you're a fan of John Norum and the mellow side of what he does, and the last song is called Wake Up Calling. This is a more up-tempo song. It's a great ending song. It's not middle of the road like most of the songs on the album. This song really does kind of an ending track, really. It's a really, really cool song. Really well put together. It's got some up-tempo, some nice double bass drumming, some great singing, and all around great songs. So if you want to check this album out, it's called Ghost Town. It's by the band Narnia. I'm going to give it 4 out of 5. And if you've got previous albums by this band and you enjoy all those, you're going to really enjoy this album. So thanks for watching, Metalheads. Be safe, and more album reviews coming soon. Check in soon. Stay metal.